Did you know that the number of animals at risk for extinction is accelerating at alarming rates, leaving over 1 million species at risk? The impacts of climate change have been coming to the surface in this past decade faster than any other time in history, leaving us also at risk. I've been researching climate change since this past summer for my work as a social media climate change ambassador for Growing Climate Solutions. With this knowledge and background, I feel that I'm a credible source for information about climate change. Today I'm going to inform you about climate change and the possible impacts that it could have on our planet, and I'll be directing my information about those impacts on marine life, agriculture, and air quality. First, let's talk about its impacts on air quality. Increasing warmer temperatures caused by climate change can increase harmful pollutants in the air. This decreases air quality, making it unhealthy to breathe. One of these pollutants is an increased amount of ozone. Specifically, ground-level ozone is a key component in smog, which can lead to a series of health issues. Health risks linked with smog are diminishing lung function, increased hospital admissions, and emergency visits for asthma. Increasing number of wildfires associated with climate change also take a large toll on air quality. Because temperatures are steadily rising, more hot air stays stagnant, leading to more wildfires, specifically in the western area of the country. The smoke caused by wildfires can lead to respiratory illness, cardiovascular hospitalizations, and medical visits for lung illnesses. Less extreme impacts include an increased amount of pollen, and according to Gillian McKenzie in her 2020 article, Air Pollution, Everything You Need to Know, climate change could be responsible for an increased number of allergens, such as in trees, grass, and weeds, carried throughout the air. Studies have shown that because of this, pollen allergies have actually increased and become worsened throughout the past years. And just before we leave this slide, I just want to give a quick comparison of what decent air quality would look like versus air quality that would be affected by ozone and smog. Diving into our next subject, being marine life. Since our oceans absorb about 90% of Earth's warming, fish could also be affected. Marine life can be affected not only by warmth, but also from melting polar ice. Warmer waters have been shown to damage the habitats and ecosystems of many marine animals. Rising temperatures can start to harm coral by causing coral bleaching, which leaves many fish without a home. As a result, fish are forced to find other habitats with proper feeding and spawning conditions, which could slow the reproduction and growth of many fish. And I'll just direct our attention over to the slide one more time just to give a quick comparison if you've never seen what coral bleaching looks like before. Here on the left we have a healthy coral reef, and on the right we have a coral reef that has been affected by coral bleaching. Melting polar ice may not directly affect us, but it does affect our ocean. And according to Jessica Pink in her 2018 article, 5 Ways Climate Change Affects the Ocean, the production of algae is directly connected to polar ice, meaning that if we lose polar ice, we could also lose algae, which many fish depend on as a source of food, such as cod, seals, and whales. And as climates rise, animals that call sea ice home could also become at risk for extinction, such as walruses, penguins, and other megafauna. Finally, what does this mean for animals on land? Well, just like you and I, land animals do not thrive well when exposed to extreme weather conditions, and as a result, food supplies may suffer in the future. Agriculture can be affected both directly and indirectly by climate change, and according to the EPA in their 2016 article, Climate Impacts on Agriculture and Food Supply, heat waves are expected to increase, which directly affects livestock. This can increase their vulnerability for disease and reduce fertility, which could potentially lead to a reduction in milk supply as well. And how might this affect food security? Well, due to rising extreme weather conditions and temperatures increasing, climate change could contribute to increased contamination and spoilage as well. As a result, the EPA expects a disruption in food access and availability, causing food prices to spike. I hope you all have enjoyed learning about our Earth. Today, I have informed you about the possible impacts that climate change could have on our planet. First, we talked about its possible impacts on air quality. Second, we discussed its impacts on the ocean and its marine life. And lastly, we discussed its possible impacts on agriculture. And with this information I've given you today, I hope I have inspired you to learn a little bit more about the planet we all call home.